Okay. So apparently I've got to go and explain myself. Explain that my statements in the video responding to MB69 Rated R's Misawa, anti-Misawa diatribe, where was test respect? Apparently I've got to explain myself. First and foremost, I'm going to let it be known, I'm not pulling an MB69 Rated R. I'm not apologizing for any of my statements, because the disclaimer that I had for the video clearly stated that I was clearly was my form of apology. It was my apology. So there's no need for me to repeat myself, because of the fact that, well, I'm going to stick by my statements. Clearly. You know? No disrespect to anybody, no disrespect to any of the Eddie Guerrero fans. I myself am a Guerrero fan. No disrespect to Benoit fans. I myself was a Benoit fan. No disrespect to Test fans. I wasn't really a fan of Test, but I was happy that he was starting to get his life back together until what tragically happened. And as far as Crash Holly, I thought he was an alright worker. I thought he was a decent worker, decent wrestler. It's just sad that he passed away. But as far as my statements go, I am not going to take back my statements, because what was said was said. And like I said, I'm not pulling an MB69 Rated R. Speaking of MB69 Rated R, he responded to my video. He posted a comment. He posted 2 comments. And the first comment that he posted was, Tess also wrestled in ECW. I know it doesn't count, but whatever. TNA and AWR and NWE. Alright, yeah, I know he wrestled for those promotions because I've seen his record. But then he goes on a rant and says, and you want to say fuck Guerrero, fuck Tess, fuck Crash, and fuck Benoit. Dude, you're worse than me. I clearly doubt that I'm worse than you. And I actually apologized, unlike you, who's going to stick to your word, I bet. Which is true. I am going to stick to my word. And why do you call me a WWE mark? I watch TNA and ROH too. I also drive miles and miles just to see local indie. Just to see a local indie, because I have friends who are local indie wrestlers. Okay. If you did not get the context of my statements, then obviously, you know, you don't get the symbolism behind my statements. You see, you went on a tirade and said fuck Misawa. Misawa was one of the most influential wrestlers of our time. Clearly one of the most influential wrestlers of our time. He inspired a generation of professional wrestling. That generation, 27 years, within that 27-year career, he inspired many generations of wrestlers. Wrestlers that you see today, like the one that you hate the most, Phil Brooks, CM Punk, and Evan Bourne. He inspired the likes of Scotty Goldman. He inspired many well-known professional wrestlers. Hell, he inspired an entire promotion in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. But you go on a tirade and say fuck Misawa. Where was Test respect? Test was nothing more than a mid-carder. Okay, yes, he had the ability, he might have had the ability to actually go into the main event status if given the correct push and actually given the right opportunities, but let's face facts, Test was nothing more than a mid-carder. No disrespect to Test fans, because like I said, he may have had the ability to become a main eventer if given the right opportunities, but the fact of the matter is, he was and will always be known as a mid-carder. He never inspired anybody in the wrestling game. Hell, his wrestling style was similar to that of Kevin Nash. And you want to say where was Test respect? Come on now, let's be for real. Okay? The reason I called you a WWE mark is because you went on the tirade of the century against CM Punk because CM Punk won the World Heavyweight title. Because CM Punk beat Jeff Hardy. If you weren't a WWE mark, then why did you go on such a tirade? Yeah, you can watch TNA. Yeah, you can watch ROH. Yeah, you can support your local indie, which is good. Support local indie wrestling because your next big superstar is going to come out of the indie scene. But for someone who says that they supposedly watch ROH, why do you have such negative views on said promotion? I mean, for someone who watches the show, if you hate it so much, why do you watch? Clearly, my statements, my saying "fuck Guerrero," fuck Benoit, fuck Crash, and fuck Tess, was to be taken in the same context of Misawa, saying that how can you say fuck this wrestler who has inspired many generations of wrestlers, but not say fuck this person or fuck that person or fuck this person or fuck that person, who, while they may have inspired wrestlers, have not accomplished nearly as much as Misawa. What was it? Stupid Squirrel 12. Now, like I said, I've already explained that what my statements were, especially when I said fuck Guerrero, were to be taken in the context of putting that in the same light as fuck Misawa. You can't say it without saying, you can't say fuck one without saying fuck the other, because the other hasn't really accomplished as nearly as much as the first. They haven't. And someone who actually knew the Guerrero family personally, on a personal level, commented on a blog that I posted on MySpace and on either on my MySpace blog or on my VF journal when I posted about Guerrero's death, and someone saying that it was another drug-induced death and yada yada yada. They actually knew the Guerrero family. They were like close. They were like family friends, you could say. And they clearly said, yes, he used HGH. I've seen his supply and everything, And while I kind of take that with a grain of salt, because I don't know how true that could be if that person really did know them. It was kind of confirmed by doctors. It was confirmed by an autopsy report. So you can't really be mad at my statement, because my statement was true. The guy used HGH. He caused his own death. He didn't die in the ring like Misawa. Misawa died in the ring from a spinal injury, not because of drug use. No disrespect. But like I said, I stated in my disclaimer, I apologized in my disclaimer beforehand, and I'm not going to, this video is not an apology. It is me explaining myself and stating my points. If you don't like it, take it for what it is. That's just that. So I've pretty much explained myself. I've pretty much stated my points. And if you dislike the commentary, hey, that's life.